Assuming that we clear out the lines, the most entrancing star I perceive is the star that could puzzle our sky. It is this one, Scarab Juice or Scarab Pummel. It's a red, exceptionally massive star. Moreover, on the dubious chance that you put it where the sun is, it would loosen up to the circle of Jupiter. It's tremendous, totally capricious, and going to detonate. It's not generally as clear as it appears in the universe. These Goliath occasions, like the generally nonsensically dreaded tremendous starbursts, could shake all that we see. Furthermore, notwithstanding, do whatever it takes not to see its center. Scarab Juice has been viewed as a sign, a red, incredibly Goliath star that is regularly more critical than our sun. Brian Cox and other space experts figure it could go supernova, which has made individuals terrified about what will happen next. The James Webb Space Telescope is taking stunning photos of the star, raising the topic of when Betelgeuse will transform into a supernova and what titanic influence it will have on Earth. Let's sort out the star in the radiant constellation Orion, which sparkles so brightly that even people from ancient times have seen it. The heavenly star Scarab Juice is arranged on the eastern shoulder of the constellation Orion. It is the second largest star in the star group, and its name comes from this component, the beast's shoulder. It is possibly one of the brightest stars in the night sky. On top of being incredibly brilliant, the star is also an odd shade of red, which, as we will see, suggests trouble. We've had some massive experience with Scarab Juice for a long time. A Greek eyewitness named TMY also centered around it. Around that time, the essential thing individuals noticed about stars was their color, and TMY said that it was a frog stool-colored orange. In modern times, experts have been focusing on the star more closely, and now they have a solid understanding of what makes it so exceptionally bright. One of these characteristics is that the star changes in brightness significantly, with an apparent magnitude of 0.6. Betelgeuse is a variable star, meaning its brightness changes over time. Recently, experts have found new data about the star. In 2019, experts first observed that Scarab Juice was acting unpredictably. Even though it didn't completely stop shining, it wasn't the same. It had become significantly less bright, dimming to a magnitude of 1.6. Experts quickly began to investigate why they were seeing the 10th brightest star behaving in such an unusual way. Scientists sought to offer a compelling explanation based on their research, which revealed unusual signals from the star. According to their findings, Betelgeuse could go supernova at any moment. Brian Cox, a well-known researcher, shared this surprisingly concerning explanation. As a distinguished professor of particle physics at the University of Manchester School of Physics and Cosmology, his perspective shouldn't be dismissed lightly. He also hosts science shows, writes popular science books, and serves as the Royal Society Professor for Public Engagement with Science. Brian Cox says that Betelgeuse is, by all appearances, a ticking time bomb, as it could explode without warning. To understand what's happening, the James Webb Space Telescope has provided an incredible amount of evidence supporting this explanation. But what unpredictable signs has Scarab Juice shown that have caused such concern in astronomy? With the new data about Betelgeuse, the star has been classified as a supernova candidate. Regardless, investigators are still uncertain about when it will detonate. The fact that Scarab Juice is twice the mass of the Sun is one reason for this classification. A star, as they say, must be several times the mass of the Sun to be classified as a supernova candidate. Things get even more fascinating because examiners have used various instruments to investigate bug juice, such as the James Webb Space Telescope and the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, to analyze what's happening in space around Betelgeuse. What they found remains a mystery. The star was born on August 31st a long time ago. Around that time, Scarab Juice exhibited strange clues that made its future uncertain. What did they find? They detected unusual light waves coming from the star, an exceptionally curious discovery. However, that wasn't the only thing scientists observed. This brings us back to the probability that Betelgeuse is a star whose brightness changes periodically. It was said that Betelgeuse dimmed at regular intervals and had dark spots similar to our Sun. However, the conditions are different. It now changes from bright to dim twice as fast as it used to. which is another indicator of instability. Experts found that the star's dimming cycle reached a magnitude of 1.61 in February 2021. This occurred shortly after the massive dimming event of 2019, which is now known as the Great Dimming. The incredible dimming marked the beginning of Betelgeuse's unusual behavior, causing many to worry that it was about to explode. The dimming magnitude ranged from 1.2 between 2019 and 2020, with the lowest recorded level occurring in 2019. Experts were convinced that Betelgeuse would go supernova within the next 100,000 years. However, things changed when they observed what happened next. Scarab juice became brighter again after the Great Dimming, transforming into something even more remarkable. Astrophysicist Andrea Dupree, from the Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, stated that the star is now 150% brighter than usual, making it the seventh brightest star in the sky. Experts were alarmed when they saw a red glow in the southern sky. Today, the situation is even more fascinating, leading to new speculations about what caused the Great Dimming. First, it's essential to note that not all stars have the red glow of Betelgeuse. The red glow indicates that Betelgeuse is a red supergiant, a star in the final stage of its life. The red glow is caused by a surface temperature of around 3,500 Kelvin, much cooler than the sun's outer layer, which is 5,500 Kelvin. Since bug juice is cooler than our sun, it emits less energy per unit of surface area. However, due to its massive size, it will eventually explode. Now, let's examine what the dramatic dimming means. Brian Cox asks, does it truly indicate that Betelgeuse will go supernova? The fact that Betelgeuse is a red supergiant already suggests it is near the end of its life. A dying star also tends to weaken over time. However, Betelgeuse's new astonishing behavior has made scientists focus more intensely. Numerous telescopes are now studying the unusual dimming. However, things get even more intriguing because scientists still don't fully understand Betelgeuse. Researchers are now using the most advanced instruments to monitor the strange events occurring around it. The James Webb Space Telescope has been one of the most valuable tools so far. Since its launch in 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope has helped experts gather a wealth of critical data on Betelgeuse. The new photos of Betelgeuse's dimming taken by this telescope show that the event caused a massive ejection of material. According to new research, this mass ejection was significantly larger than a typical coronal mass ejection. The James Webb Space Telescope can also detect light waves and frequencies invisible to the human eye. Scientists have observed dust clouds forming on the star's surface, resembling leaves floating in space. Despite all the speculation, one thing remains certain: Betelgeuse is an unpredictable star. While astronomers are closely monitoring its behavior, the exact timeline of its explosion is still a mystery. If Betelgeuse were to go supernova in our lifetime, it would be one of the most spectacular celestial events ever witnessed. The explosion would release an immense amount of energy, briefly making Betelgeuse as bright as a full moon. It could even be visible in daylight for weeks or months. However, experts reassure us that the explosion would pose no direct threat to Earth due to the star's distance, approximately 640 light-years away. Still, the scientific implications of Betelgeuse's supernova would be profound. It would provide astronomers with a rare opportunity to study the life cycle of massive stars in real time. The explosion would also send shockwaves through space, potentially influencing nearby star formation. What happens after Betelgeuse explodes? When Betelgeuse finally goes supernova, it will leave behind either a neutron star or a black hole, depending on the exact mass of its core. If the remaining core is between 1.4 and 3 times the mass of the Sun, it will collapse into a neutron star, a small, incredibly dense remnant composed almost entirely of neutrons. However, if the core is larger than 3 solar masses, it will continue collapsing into a black hole, a region of space with gravity so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. Astronomers are eager to determine Betelgeuse's fate, as it could provide valuable insights into how massive stars evolve and die. The James Webb Space Telescope, along with other advanced observatories, will continue to monitor the star, capturing any changes that might indicate an imminent explosion. The cosmic significance of Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse's impending supernova reminds us of the dynamic and ever-changing nature of the universe. While human lifetimes are short compared to cosmic timescales, events like these allow us to witness the life and death of stars firsthand. This explosion, whenever it happens, will not only be a breathtaking sight, but also a critical moment for scientific discovery. It will provide crucial data on stellar evolution, supernova mechanics, and even the formation of heavy elements, many of which, including carbon and oxygen, are essential for life. For now, all we can do is watch and wait. Whether Betelgeuse explodes tomorrow, in a decade, or in 100,000 years, its fate is sealed. Until then, astronomers will continue to study this giant red star, eagerly anticipating the moment when it finally lights up the sky in one final, spectacular show. The course of events for its end is still uncertain. As investigators proceed to assemble information from the most advanced space telescopes, such as the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope, they remain cautious about making predictions. Despite the star's dramatic behavior, including its puzzling dimming and brightening cycles, there is no guarantee about when Betelgeuse will finally reach the end of its life. Some estimate that it may still take thousands of years before the star explodes, while others believe it could happen much sooner, perhaps within the next few years or even months. The extraordinary data gathered by these powerful telescopes, along with the star's unusual behavior, has kept researchers on edge. They are carefully monitoring the situation, using every tool at their disposal to detect any subtle changes that might indicate a supernova is imminent. When Betelgeuse does finally explode, it will send shockwaves through the universe, releasing an enormous amount of energy. The blast will, for a brief moment, outshine the entire universe, appearing as bright as the full moon from Earth. While this event will be a spectacular cosmic display, it will not pose an immediate threat to Earth, as the star is located more than 600 light-years away. However, the supernova will provide a significant opportunity for scientists to study the final stages of a massive star's life and the phenomena associated with such a violent event. Betelgeuse's impending demise is not just a scientific curiosity. It is a reminder of the vastness and strangeness of the universe. Stars like Betelgeuse play a crucial role in the life cycle of galaxies, enriching the cosmos with the elements necessary for new stars, planets, and possibly life itself. The death of such a star is not an end, but a transformation, as it releases heavy elements that will eventually seed new stellar systems. In the meantime, researchers continue to observe Betelgeuse and its behavior, unraveling the mystery of its future with each new discovery. The more we learn, the deeper the mystery grows, expanding our understanding of the universe. Perhaps soon, we will witness one of the most remarkable events in the cosmos, Betelgeuse's transformation from a massive red supergiant into a stunning supernova. Until then, the night sky remains a canvas of wonder, with Betelgeuse shining brightly as a symbol of the transient nature of life in the universe. As astronomers keep an eye on Betelgeuse, the mystery surrounding its fate deepens. Space scientists are particularly focused on the fact that this star is approaching the end of its life cycle and displaying erratic behavior. The very fact that something is causing it to act so strangely has stirred great interest. It's important to remember that not all stars end their lives in a supernova. Smaller stars, like our Sun, will die in a much quieter manner, shedding their outer layers and leaving behind a white dwarf. However, Betelgeuse is a massive red supergiant, which means that when it dies, it will go out with a spectacular bang, very different from the gradual dimming of smaller stars. The sheer size of Betelgeuse makes it a fascinating subject for study. With a diameter hundreds of times larger than the Sun, if it were placed at the center of our solar system, it would extend beyond the orbit of Mars. This gives a sense of just how enormous it is compared to our Sun, which is already massive by the standards of most stars. Because of its size, Betelgeuse has burned through enormous amounts of fuel throughout its life. As it nears its end, its core is rapidly collapsing under the force of gravity. This collapse is what ultimately triggers the violent explosion of a supernova. The process leading to Betelgeuse's explosion is complex. As it nears supernova status, the star's core begins to contract and heat up while its outer layers expand and cool. This creates an unstable environment, causing periodic fluctuations in brightness. These changes, such as the dimming event observed in 2019, are signs that the star is undergoing rapid transformation. This dimming might be linked to an excess of material ejected from the star's surface, temporarily obscuring its light. Despite these fluctuations, Betelgeuse continues to shine, albeit erratically, making it an intriguing object of study. The possibility that Betelgeuse might be a candidate for a nearby supernova has drawn the attention of space agencies and researchers worldwide. With advanced instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists are collecting vast amounts of data on the star. These telescopes allow us to observe Betelgeuse in wavelengths previously out of reach, such as infrared and ultraviolet light, providing insights into its internal processes. Additionally, researchers are using advanced models to simulate the behavior of massive stars like Betelgeuse. These models help scientists predict the star's future activity and estimate the timeline for when it will explode. While the exact timing of Betelgeuse's supernova remains uncertain, current data suggests that it could happen soon. Some predictions indicate that the explosion might occur within the next few years, while others suggest it could take a few thousand years. Regardless of the timeline, Betelgeuse's eventual end will undoubtedly be a landmark event in the study of stellar evolution. Although the explosion of Betelgeuse will not pose an immediate threat to Earth, it will still provide scientists with a rare opportunity to study the final moments of a massive star's life. By observing this event, astronomers will gain a deeper understanding of how massive stars die and what happens when they go supernova. The remnants of the explosion will enrich the interstellar medium with new elements and materials, contributing to the formation of future stars and planets. In conclusion, Betelgeuse is not just a star nearing the end of its life. It is a cosmic clock ticking down to a grand event. As scientists continue to observe this giant of the night sky, we are reminded of the wonders of the universe and the delicate balance that governs the lives of stars. Whether it happens today, tomorrow, or thousands of years from now, when Betelgeuse finally reaches the end of its life, it will leave a legacy that will shape the universe for billions of years to come.